The Spinoff Podcast Network.
This is Kiwi is back for a brand new season with more inspiring kōrero from special guests including rugby player, father and role model TJ Perenara.
My family bring me joy. Rugby brings me joy too, but it's not the same joy as my family brings me.
And global dancer and choreographer Kirsten Dodgen.
For some reason, people think I'm very intimidating.
Listen to the new season of This is Kiwi, brought to you by the Spinoff Podcast Network in collaboration with KiwiBank. Available now wherever you get your podcasts.
Are you curious about how business can be better? I'm Simon Pound, and I host Business is Boring, a podcast where I kōrero with some of the most interesting people in entrepreneurship, commerce, and making things happen. Tune in to Business is Boring every Tuesday, brought to you by the Spinoff Podcast Network in partnership with Spark Business Lab.
The new Technics A800 premium wireless headphones and AZ60 true wireless earbuds feature industry-leading noise cancelling, multi-point Bluetooth connection, superior call quality and long-lasting battery life. Indulge in superior sound like never before with Technics.
The Real Pod is brought to you by our good friends at Nando's. They've got restaurants across Aotearoa, and if you order through the Nando's app, you can collect Perry Perks points to redeem for delicious rewards. Hit nandos.co.nz to learn more and start earning.
Okay.
Can we get some Pitbull?
Let's go.
Real Pitbull.
Let's go.
But you can't afford real Pitbull. We need like store brand Pitbull.
Welcome to The Real Pod. This is all the drive in. I was thinking, how do I describe this podcast? And I can't. It's your weird and wonderful news. It's a bit of reality TV. It's a bit of real life stuff as well. My name's Jane. I'm joined by Alex Casey, Duncan Grieve, and Tiahe Butler on the buttons and faders and tools and things. Double thumbs up, Tiahe. Morena. How are we all doing?
Fabulous. I haven't spoken out loud yet today, so this is all happening for the first time.
I've done altogether too much speaking, so we'll just, you can carry this one.
I had a V this morning.
What flavour?
Just OGV, green V.
This is just all now breakfast radio. We just have completely merged.
Yeah, we're quite taken with Today FM.
I am absolutely charmed by Today FM.
And so we kind of got like our little radio heads on.
Radio heads.
Yeah. Anyway, no, I had a V and I'm like pinging. I mean, I'm no stranger to a Red Bull, and I walked into the dairy and had a panic moment. I couldn't see the Red Bull, and then a V just sparkled at me, and I was like, "Should I?"
Like the original green V.
Yes,
yeah. V is Kiwi, isn't it?
Yeah.
This massive story.
I owe my
entire
career to V, because without it, I would not have passed university.
Were you a part of the V Motion project?
No, what's that?
I actually think Amber was.
Yeah.
When they did a big buzzy. Remember when V was just like everything and everywhere, like it sponsored 48 Hours and it did this buzzy thing in the city. What happened to V?
What happened to the Boost Mobile hookup tour?
Yeah.
Bring it back. I mean, bring Boost Mobile back first, I guess. But
Bring
anyway.
back 2008. 07?
Any of the years prior to 2020 would be fine, truly.
Well, yeah, pretty much.
Anyway, you can join us for some conversation about all sorts of things, including today a very strange sex scene from New Cherry Flavour, I think, is the show on Netflix. There's a conversation happening about it in the Real Pod Corner, is what I'm saying. So join us there, facebook.com/groups/Real Pod Corner. We're also on Instagram, the Spinoff Podcast Network. I think that's me housekeeping done. I think we should get to the real news. I have a question.
Sorry.
I'm hungry.
I was just thinking about Nando's.
Too.
Wait,
I'm really hungry. I was chewing gum. You know how that...
It's not the same.
I know,
does
but it racks you up. It racks you up for a meal.
Helps nature fight the acid. What is it?
I don't know.
If you know how the urban myth that if you swallow some chewing gum, it stays in your tummy for 7 years.
You know how I only swallowed gum.
Okay. What?
For probably my first 15 years on Earth.
But if that were true, wouldn't that be a great diet hack where you could just fill your tummy with gum and then just not eat for 7 years.
Like a sort of
people eat a
like
tapeworm.
a sort of or a bariatric surgery kind of hack for.
Instead of the balloon, you get the bubble.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Didn't work.
It's a myth, though, isn't it?
Snopes.
Snopes fact check.
It's an absolute myth. Sorry about it. Hey, I have a question. Is John Campbell leaving breakfast?
Yes.
Do you know?
Well, I mean,
All signs point to.
yeah, I mean, like that report, that kind of report that David Scripworth ran on Sunday. I mean, and the fact that TVNZ refused to comment and so on, like that's just how.
And they said, for now, our lineup is as of today's date.
They're just annoyed because they like to announce the thing, which is fair enough, but there was no denial in there.
I will say this: I have been trying to contact John Campbell for the past few weeks. Impossible.
Really?
Have you been using that number that I gave you? That was probably from 2008, the glory days, and possibly doesn't
no,
work
because
anymore?
I got it from a multitude of people, and it was all the same number.
Oh,
Left a message, sent a text,
What is it?
sent an email. I'm not going to say it out loud.
Starts with an O. Anyway.
But anyway, I think he's, would be under the pump, being like, oh no, I don't want to talk to anybody.
Yeah.
You know?
That's
the only
further-
reason why he wouldn't want to
further
talk to me,
about,
of course.
What are you wanting to talk to him about?
I'm not going to say because I don't want to blow the story.
But is it?
it's
It's
about,
massive, right?
It's huge.
okay. It's cool that we're talking about the story without having read it out yet. So
Oh,
I'll just
yeah,
quickly
okay.
do that. Speculation is rising that Breakfast co-host John Campbell is leaving the TVNZ early morning show. Both Stuff and New Zealand Herald reported this weekend that this is like a proper story. This weekend that Campbell has been lined up for a role as a roving reporter, and that Al Jazeera journalist Kamal Santamaria is being tipped to replace Campbell on Breakfast. Imagine going from Al Jazeera to bloody doing your TikTok dances.
Yeah, houses dance.
That'd be quite just. Yeah, like because Kamal's a very credentialed journalist and has had a pretty senior role at Al Jazeera for some time. And I think he'd be really good in the John Campbell role on Breakfast, because they do need someone to do those kind of harder interviews and so on. But knowing that that's something that a new thing that you have to have in your quiver, would be quite. No, I'd struggle.
Do you think the auditions to replace John was like that montage and Bring It On, where they have people just coming into the chair tryouts and doing their own little dance?
I mean, that's basically what happened with the project host.
Famously.
Just a reminder again, what happened there? You did a wee audition, didn't you?
I did heaps of
You got
wee
fast.
auditions.
You got through to the next round, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
Did they tell you why you didn't get it?
No, but it was
Jesse Mulligan better? Is that
Jesse
it?
Mulligan is Jesse Mulligan. And also, like, I was at my worst because I had that crazy kind of hunched shoulder thing where my spine was on. I had like a sort of an L in it near the top, and I had all those sores all over my face. So I had to grow out like the world's most useless beard. That, and I was just really bad at broadcasting. But it was very sweet of them to indulge me. It was like a bring your kid to work day kind of
We
vibe.
must find the tape.
Leak the tapes.
The project of Friends of the Spinoff. Someone there has access to the drive.
No one kept those tapes.
Hey, are you looking for a dog? Anyone looking for a dog? You could be
Always.
on the Doghouse NZ. It's one of TV's most heartwarming shows, and now TVNZ wants you, dear listener, to be on their new show. That was quite radio, wasn't it? The Doghouse NZ. If you want to adopt a rescue dog, if you live no more than 3 hours drive from Auckland and can film between May and June this year, you could be in luck. Go to the TVNZ website. Also, as you know, running a grooming service now. So hit me up.
Oh, yeah.
Well, we'll get to that in real life.
Okay.
Can I talk about Today FM?
It's absolutely not on the agenda, but this
It's not on the agenda.
This is a developing, breaking.
Today FM launched yesterday, and I listened to all of it with Toby Manhire. We did a channel collab. It is so good and real pod.
What's Today FM?
Today FM, Duncan, is the newest radio talkback station that replaced Magic Talk. Is it the same frequency? I don't even know.
No, they actually. This is. I'm going to go pure fault
No.
here. But they. Oh, sorry.
No.
But they took the Rock's frequency so that it's right next to News Talk ZB on your FM dial in Auckland, which is like almost more so than hiring Tova as a real, because the Rock was their moneymaker forever. It says like we're real serious about this.
Where's the Rock going?
The Rock's gone up to like 106.8
Oh, not
or
after
something.
not after the one.
Yeah, but it's way after the one. They basically the Rock will be finished soon because that is just not a place where anyone listens to the radio way up there. So, I mean, that's a whole other story.
It reminds me of my hazy days back at Channel Z when the Edge moved up to Auckland and booted us off, and I'll say, Channel Z, no more, RIP.
But Today FM was great. Highlights included Tova on Rover, sponsored by Novus.
Wow.
And I listened to basically all of Leah Parnapur and Mark Richardson, who have a 4-hour slot, and it was the most real pod thing I've ever heard in my life. They talked about, instantly within 5 minutes, bearded dragons, whether they were real or not. Send in a photo of your bearded dragons. Bum fluff. Swingers.
Oh my word.
Like, it was just pure chaos, and it was really fun. It was crackling along.
Are we done? Should we just turn off the mics now and go?
Well, I just think we should just act now that we are in an audition for Today FM.
Okay.
With every podcast. But the highlight was Polly
Haven't we already
Gillespie.
been doing that?
Eh?
It's only been 7 years.
Polly
Polly
Gillespie
Gillespie.
at 8 p.m. till midnight on her own, on so many drugs because she just had COVID. she's like having Maxi sick, like off mic, and she did a 20-minute monologue just about everything that happened to her today.
Just that day?
Just that day.
Did she add at the end and then I did a 20-minute monologue?
Well, I didn't. I was honestly falling asleep, but I think she would have got there by like 11.
Does she have one of those voices that puts you to sleep? In a good way.
She does.
A soothing, dulcet tones way.
She said, this is a direct quote, "I ate a late lunch of half a block of Whittaker's chocolate, almond gold. Now, I'm a woman who likes her nuts salty. I like my nuts in a savoury situation. I don't like nuts and chocolate. I don't like chocolate and nuts. I've never understood the whole sweet nut thing." And then she rang her ex-husband, Grant, to talk further about this. It was just like, it was amazing.
Odd choice for lunch then, I would posit. That's
It was dropped off by her, the station boss.
Okay.
So it was just all of this. But she did share a very good story with Grant that she once ate a whole box of scorched almonds and sucked all the chocolate off and just left the almonds in a bowl. And then Grant sat down to watch the rugger and ate the bowl of sucked on almonds.
Can't do that in
thinking
COVID.
that they were
COVID times.
That's really funny.
Hey, my boss has never dropped off a block of Whittaker's chocky. Just putting that out there.
Shame on me.
I love almond gold. I'll put that out there.
I don't so much, but I do like their berry, their Black Forest.
Oh.
Berry
biscuit.
Berry biscuit.
Berry
whatever-
biscuit.
whatever
Berry
they call it.
biscuit.
Okay, survey reveals the world's most boring person. Psychologists revealed they found the world's most boring person, an accountant living in a small town who likes watching TV. Excuse me.
This is so rude.
A survey from the University of Essex found people believe the most boring jobs are data analysis, accounting, cleaning, and banking, and that boring people are more likely to live in a small town. Most shocking of all is that the dullest hobbies are religion, bird watching, smoking, and, bloody wait for it, as we said, watching TV.
That's basically all our stuff
That's-
again.
I know. Well, we do
Bird watching.
Well, we do bird reporting. That's next
We
level
do.
bird watching, isn't it?
Don't tell Cody on maths.
Nando's is a religion. Anyway, look, the thing is, I just want to contest this because there's boring by perception, and then is this person actually boring? Like, do they have interesting chat?
It's not even a real person. It's just like they've made a figment of like multiple boring characteristics.
There is 100% a real person who's an accountant living in a small town and likes watching telly.
That's so mean. I don't like this
mean.
one.
Because you know that in a not very distant parallel universe, that's you. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
find cleaning very interesting. I don't think that's a boring thing at all.
Talk to Simone Anderson.
Well, exactly. Talk to her 300,000 followers watching her clean the dunny.
Okay, in big duck news, speaking of bird watching, we found a very old one. Not us personally, but we, the royal we. A new species of large extinct duck has been discovered in St Bathans in Otago. Zoologists from the University of Otago uncovered the fossily remains of Catriona's shell duck, which is about 15 to 19 million years old. The duck was about 70 centimetres tall and weighed up to 2 kilograms and is described as chunky.
70.
It's higher than a bedside table. Bedside table is
Okay,
usually about
I think it's about this
That's
way.
cool.
So
Do you think, it might
Is
have
that
just
like
been
a goose?
It might have just been a goose.
Could have just been a...
I think it's about this high.
Okay, Duncan's standing up and where are you indicating? You've just got your hands on your thighs. Oh, okay, the height of the table then.
Yeah.
Didn't even need to stand up, eh? Just could have said height of the table.
I don't get how that's only 2 kgs. Like it's
It
Is
should
it
be
really
more.
thin? Oh, no, but it's chunky, famously.
That's the thing.
That something doesn't add up. Something does not add up. We want a review. Send it to the Guinness World Book of Records. It might be a potato.
Although it is another massive bird for New Zealand.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
There's our legacy. Big birds.
What else is out there, eh? You got to think.
That is so talkback radio. Oh my God.
Get in touch. 0800 Today FM.
Board lights up.
The Queen has been discovered hiding inside a tree trunk. When an apple tree planted in 1953 to celebrate the Queen's coronation recently blew down in strong winds in Putley, England, an image of the Queen was found inside the trunk. Fake news or the miracle we need right now? You decide. To decide, you need to go and have a look.
Was this magic? Was this on purpose?
What? Oh, well, it was an act of God.
Is it an act of God?
Act of
and
God.
it just happened to be planted for her.
When you say, look, just to be clear, image of the Queen, if you cut the tree in the cross section of the trunk.
Wow. I'm looking at it now with my own eyes, and
it just looks like a watery stain.
yeah, but it's got a bit of a royal.
I think the thing that is,
like her wearing her chill crown, not her like big boss crown.
Yeah, and the fact that the tree was planted to celebrate her coronation is the thing. I think if you cut into that tree any other, and it was just an ordinary tree, you probably wouldn't even think twice about it. But a special tree, lovely jubbly. It's cool back.
You got to get one of those.
We're going to take a break, and we'll be back very shortly to talk about life. All of it. The meaning of.
0800 Today FM. Oh my God, my voice will never make it in radio. Without Nando's, there would be no Real Pod.
There'd also be no cheesy garlic pita.
Basically, Nando's changed all of our lives.
Now, we all know that times are tough for hospo, and sadly, Nando's have had to temporarily shut down some of their restaurants. So make sure you check the website to see which stores are still open before you visit.
However, if you prefer to eat at home, like I do, because I'm lazy, Nando's Delivery has got you covered, and there's a nice little bonus on the side.
You can order a scrumptious meal directly from the Nando's app on your telephone or the website on your computer and earn Perry Perks points.
Once you're on the Nando's train, you are definitely not going to want to get off, and you can use your points towards future orders.
You don't get Perry Perks through other delivery services, so great hack.
If you're a fan of the Real Pod, show our besties at Nando's some love. Visit nandos.co.nz or download the app today.
At Z, we know that it's time to move from being a part of the climate change problem to the heart of its solution. And as a New Zealand company providing fuel to people in all parts of the country, we also know that we have a real chance to lead that change. We're committed to providing the right energy for everyone and keeping our customers moving. We believe that innovation in fuel and how it's used can make a huge difference to our planet. You can find out more about what we're doing in the Z app, and you can save money at the pump at the same time. Download the Z app for free and make your journey with Z quicker and easier.
How's your real life, guys?
Let's hear from Duncan, because we haven't had you on for the last few weeks.
No, just 1 week. I did the Married at First Sight recap.
We haven't had you on
podcast.
this.
We haven't had you on this here.
OG Real Pod podcast for 2 weeks.
Yeah, that's true. That's because I was in Wellington. That was part of my real life, which was, I don't think I've been to a city that's not Auckland since 2019, and it's amazing. So that was something that happened. Apart from that, what happened?
What was nice in Wellington? What was amazing about it?
I was only there for like 6 hours. I did this thing. This is real embarrassing, okay? So I forgot my notebook, which I've done, I reckon, 3 times out of the 5 times I've ever been to Wellington. And they've got a stationery shop there. And I always walk in going, oh, this will be quite fun. Quite like buying a new notebook, you know, which one do you get? And they've got 2. And I find this out every time. They don't change the stock. Like this has been going on for years. They've either got a giant A4 size All Blacks one, which is like incredibly embarrassing, like unsustainably embarrassing, and just super expensive. Or they've got like a sort of A5 size one, which is basically fine. It's got nice cream pages, but it's got like a ye olde fashioned map of New Zealand on the cover. And you're just sort of trapped. You have to get one because you can't go to a day of meetings in Wellington without a notebook, but you can't take either of those notebooks into any meetings.
So what did you do?
I bought the New Zealand one. I just didn't get it out.
I have to say, you have a lovely notebook in front of you at the moment. What happened to your bloody fancy tablet thing?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so I struggled for a long time to try and be a kind of organised like basically the fancy tablet is like having heaps of different notebooks, but you had to be the kind of person who at the end of either a meeting or a day of meetings, or even at the start of a meeting, that you kind of open one of these different digital notebooks and you put it in the right place. And I ended up just writing like, because the problem I was trying to solve was like I would write my married at first sight notes next to my really important business notes, really important to me, next to just like all my stuff was together in this one like Frankenstein freak show notebook. And I could never find the thing I wanted to be. And I was like, oh, this thing will just solve for that by having these different notebooks. But I just kept doing it.
It turns out it's just you.
It's just me. So I'd had like a dozen different notebooks, which were all meant to be one thing, but they all would end up with married at first sight notes in them. And so it just became like I had like 15 notebooks on the go. I never knew which one was which. I never had time to kind of go and refile everything. So I'm reluctantly, in fact, listeners, if either of you want a remarkable two, essentially unused. It's a really cool piece of consumer tech that'd be absolutely right for some person.
Full of like Spinoff secrets.
Well, no, I will delete it. They'll be very dated Spinoff secrets. I want it to go to a good home.
Okay.
Duncan at thespinoff.co.nz.
What if you want to show your support for New Zealand though? How do you like? You could put a sticker on it or?
Yeah, actually, it's got the screen, and then on the other side of the screen there's the back.
Right.
I don't know if and then you can put your stickers on there. I'll buy you a New Zealand sticker.
Just some notes from your little speech there. Okay, monologue. First of all, you said I've got my married at first sight notes next to my important business notes. Well, they're important to me. I like the way that you justified that compared to married at first sight, your business notes probably aren't important to most people, but they're important to you.
Yeah.
And this is the right place for that. So thank you for your clarification.
The hierarchy of needs.
Also, when you said to our listeners, if either of you want to buy...
Rude.
Very rude. I'm sure there's more than two. We have a buy-sell group on our Corny buy-sell group. So
Are you
perhaps can pop it
joking?
up there. No, of course I'm not.
What kind of stuff?
Oh no, Alex is her eyes just
I've had
like
to delete
saucers.
the Trade Me account because I've got a spending problem.
It's lovely. It's not too crazy out there. It's
Okay.
just like for people who want to deal with like cool buyers and sellers. So
Do they have a jazzy name? A jazzy, corny name?
I think it's just like corny buy and sell, but there's lots of
It should have
cool
been
jazzy names in our subgroups.
corn converters.
We've got corn converters.
Cash converters.
We've
Yeah.
got we've got
damn.
politicorns. We've got I think penalty corners, the sports one,
Oh, great.
crafty. It was all sorts.
This isn't a corn-related pun, but I would have gone with NZ Buy and Sell, which is the Ferndale Cinematic Universe name for Trade Me.
Ah.
Like Game Station and Q Road and
That's
all
a
that
story.
kind of
There's
stuff.
definitely a story.
Park that for Street Week. Copyright.
True.
Hands off, everybody.
The Real Pod Corner has real Bulls energy in the jazzy names for everything.
Bulls energy, like as in the
Bulls is in the
basketball team.
the small
small town.
Oh,
The small New Zealand
Proud.
town. And where is that? Is that in the Manawatu?
Central North Island.
You didn't stop in them Bulls while you were in Wellington?
No, I flew the plane. I didn't fly the plane, and I wasn't 1A.
Also want to know, back to the notebook, what is the shop? Because there's got to be more than one place in Wellington to buy notebooks.
No, it's at the
at
airport.
the airport.
Full of
At
writers
the-
with modern letters.
At the airport, Alex. The stationery shop at the airport.
I feel like Andy Foster would have campaigned on we only need 2 types of notebook. And just completely clamped down on all that stuff.
That was Duncan's last 2 weeks.
Oh, yeah,
Went
I'm
to Wellington
sorry.
for 6 hours and bought a notebook.
So where is this notebook now?
Oh, we had time is of the essence.
Bring it out. Bring it out.
Oh my God, there it is.
Oh, it's not so bad.
Oh, it's so shame
is
to have
Bulls on there?
a New Zealand notebook.
It's also got a ye olde compass,
The compass
on the back.
is real
Yeah.
funny.
No bulls, but it's got Greymouth and Westport.
Give it to me for
Is this also going on the buy and sell, or are you holding on to this one?
Real Pod Museum, I reckon.
This is $5 recommended retail, by the way.
Also,
$4.99.
So we're moving to a new office in a couple of weeks. I actually think we might be able to set up the Real Pod Museum as a permanent exhibition.
That would be great. We do need a temperature-controlled chamber for the icing, for Larissa's icing in the bake-off.
Like, what are the cigar ones called? A humidor.
Ooh.
Anyway, what about your real life, Alex?
I haven't got a lot.
Which
I
is
went
good,
to a
'cause
rattery on Friday.
He talked heaps and we didn't have a lot of time.
I don't really want to ruin it, though, because it's for a story. I'm doing a
no.
story about rats, real ones.
Whoa, real rats.
And I went to a rattery, and it was out west, so I got the train to New Lynn, and then the rattery proprietor messaged me and was like, do you just want me to pick you up from the train station? Because I was going to get the bus out to her house. And then she's like, cool, my partner will just come pick you up, just go wait by the Burger King. Not the first time I've been picked up from the Burger King in New Lynn, by the way.
And probably
But
not
I
the
made
last.
the fatal mistake of waiting right by the drive-thru. So every car I thought was coming to me, but was actually going through the drive-thru. First mistake. And then I saw the guy cruise up, got in the car with a stranger, texted Joe, said, I'm getting into a car with a rat breeder's husband. If you don't hear from me in 2 hours, call the police.
That sounds like such a great podcast. I wish this ended differently.
That
No
could have been
offense.
me. I actually go to that Burger King quite a
you?
lot Saturday mornings when Robin's at ice skating.
Well, what was interesting is then I got in the car and then he was like, do you just mind if I go through? And he went through the drive-thru.
Did you get anything?
Well, no, he didn't really ask me.
He didn't ask.
But he got a triple cheeseburger, hash bites, and a big old watermelon
Oh, so
thing.
that's
So
a great
I was happy for him.
order.
What time? How do you meet these people,
You
Alex?
just got to get out there. They're all just there. Honestly, you just got to show
I
up.
swear to God, you're a magnet.
You don't. You got to show up to Burger King New Lynn drive-through.
Get in the back of any
Any car.
And I
Yarns
swear
on
something
yarns.
interesting will happen.
Okay, don't do that, by the way. That's not a
do
genuine
that.
recommendation. Okay?
Saw some rats eat some hash bites.
Was this has their business gone up? What does the rattery do? Do they sell?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they
Has their
breed.
business increased since rat tests?
Yes.
A lot of Googling.
This is the crux of the story. Their Google Analytics has gone up. People are Googling rats Auckland, and then people are getting on the wait list to buy real rats.
Imagine.
'Cause they think
You're
they're
like,
cute.
I might have COVID. I need to just see where I can get a test. Oh, there's a place where I can buy actual rats.
But have their search ads gone up massively in cost? Because everyone else will be trying to get on
I
the
don't.
rats.
No, I don't think they're paying. They're not. It's just the result.
Yeah, but there's when you Google, there's all the ad links at the top now.
It's not an ad link. It's just an
ads.
organic.
Oh,
It's
I know
organic.
they would have
It's
high
organic.
organic, but everyone else will be doing the paid at the
Oh,
top.
right.
And I don't know if they do any paid. This is
They
getting
don't. No,
boring.
they do not pay. They do not pay. But what? This is all to say, Pet Week is coming on the Spinoff, March 28th till whenever a week is after that.
My next story is highly appropriate then.
Great.
Because when I say story, it's just my life. So it's basically the same as last week, grooming dog. Okay, but I've moved on. I've done 2 other dogs, and one of them I got paid for.
Jane,
I know.
this is incredible.
Oh, was it really good? Was it the one that you sent the picture
Yes.
to? That was
Was
like
that,
pro status.
Yes, that was Daisy the
This
cavoodle.
is Daisy.
Yeah.
I've
Of
spoken of Daisy.
Yeah, I mean, it was my sister's dog, so I'm not really out in the public sphere just yet. And she felt sorry for me because, cost of living. So she flicked me $50 to groom my dog. Yeah.
This is a side hustle.
But
in
I
the
did
truest sense.
I did a lovely job. I have watched so many YouTube videos on
Do
how
you
to groom
spritz
dogs.
them afterwards? You need to get like a signature Jane Yee dog smell.
Perhaps I can hit up Erin Simpson for a collab of a perfume.
Is that
She's done a perfume.
she's on perfume?
Perfume.
Well, where is our
No. That
sample?
might have been from when we were on the blacklist. The other thing I did was just this very morning, I got a personal best on my Rubik's.
What?
2 minutes 22, guys.
Wow.
To do a scrambled cube?
Yeah.
Like a real life cube?
A real life.
Have you brought it with you?
2 minutes?
got it with me.
Wow. That's...
I mean,
we
I
could
can't.
do some amazing audio of just watching.
I'll do it for you off mic, but this is the result. There's a finished cube. You can scramble it for me and I'll do it off mic because there's a
What
really
an
good
object.
chance it could take 4 minutes, but 2:20. I got lucky. I got lucky with my algorithms.
This is incredible. I haven't done the Wordle today. But it just reminded me, Polly Gillespie also said that after she got COVID, it made her better at Wordle.
Weird side effect.
Do that research.
Okay, that's us, eh? That's it.
It's something.
There's a Rubik's Cube that needs to be done and a maths podcast we need to record. So do join us, by the way, tomorrow for our real recap of Married at First Sight Australia Week 7. Thank you, T.I. here. Thank you very much to Tara. Thank you to Callum Henderson last week doing content management for The Real Pod.
Oh, hell of a shift.
Thanks very much.
Can we have an honours board?
No, but we can certainly
In the museum.
some paper or something, can't we? Your notebook. Why don't we do the honours notebook? Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay.
Or an honours remarkable too. I've got one for sale. Good price. Real Pod's good for it, right?
Goodbye.
Kia ora, I'm Simon Pound. You might remember me from a little old podcast called Business is Boring. Well, we've had a lovely long break over summer, but I'm happy to say Business is Boring is back, with lots of thanks to our friends at SparkLab. Join me here on the Spinoff podcast network every Tuesday as I chat with some of the most interesting and inspirational players in the Aotearoa business scene, from accidental entrepreneurs to the brains behind some of the country's biggest brands. If you're into business or want to be, then make sure you follow Business is Boring wherever you get your podcasts.
Do you find it hard staying optimistic with all the financial news in the media? I'm Bernard Hickey, and on my podcast, When the Facts Change, I'm here to help you navigate the ever-changing landscape of economics in Aotearoa. So join the conversation every Friday on When the Facts Change, brought to you by the Spinoff Podcast Network in partnership with KiwiBet.
Kia ora e te iwi, Te Aihe Butler here, podcast manager at The Spinoff. If you enjoy listening to our podcasts, consider supporting our mahi by signing up to become a Spinoff member at thespinoff.co.nz/donate. The Spinoff Podcast Network.